Welcome to the Stuff and Things Podcast, your home for all stuff related to your favorite things in entertainment. Now, here are your hosts.
Hello everybody and welcome to a new episode of the Stuff and Things Podcast. I am Sam. Joining me to discuss our topic of the week, it's Stefan.
Hey, buddy. Spooky season is over. How are we doing?
Yes, we have scared everyone to death with our Halloween special, and now it is into November. How are you feeling on that countdown to Christmas now?
I'm enjoying it.
You're enjoying it.
I'm enjoying it because it's not December 1st yet. And that is when, fair. 1st of December, I turn into like Santa's little helper. Until then, I'm like, it's not December.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same. I'm a bit grinchy until December 1st, and then I try and get into it.
However, working for the business that me and my wife do, Christmas starts in October anyway. Yeah,
retail gift industry, you guys are gonna be crazy.
Someone first inquired about a Santa sack thing in August.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. But that's the nature of it. So this week, our topic of the week is animation, but not for kids.
Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah. Whoa.
Not what you meant? No. Okay.
No, not what I meant. But
okay.
The eyes out on stalks thing. Jessica Rabbit. Now there's a cosplay I've seen a few times and nearly died every time. Right. Story time. So have you like you go through TikTok sometimes, and there was this woman on TikTok, and she did this Mandalorian costume, and I just literally her video came up, and it was her making part of it, and I was like, oh, that's amazing! Like you're making this whole thing ready for Comic-Con. So I watched this video of her making this Mandalorian costume, and then she was like putting it on and saying like, oh, I need to do this bit. So I like hit follow because I was like, I've got to see how this looks in the end. You know what I mean? It's like, this is insane. Now I've hit follow on this account. I've then seen maybe a couple more videos come up. I've then checked a bit later on because I was like, oh, I want to see it. Like, I don't want to have missed this. I knew the Comic-Con event she was preparing for. I knew it was coming up, so I was like, it must be. And I saw the video of like the finished thing. It was brilliant. Like she literally made this from a household item, like Blue Petered the shit out of this costume.
Yeah.
I was blown away, dead impressed.
I'm genuinely jealous of all the people that are that creative.
Oh, again, yeah, it's nothing I could ever do. So I'm like, this is amazing. Saw the video over at Comic-Con, loads of people having pictures. I was like, fair play, like you've done amazing with that. That's so cool. I've then carried on with my life. I'm following this account. Not thought a damn thing about it because I literally just looked at that one set of videos and that was all I was interested in.
Yeah.
I'm then just scrolling one day and this person's doing a different kind of cosplay of I don't watch or follow anime, do you?
No.
Okay. Or manga or whatever it's called.
However, I know it's a huge thing, but no, I don't.
Oh, massive, and like love to anyone who enjoys it. It's just not my thing. However, one thing I've kind of noticed, and this short video from this person showed me, is there's an element in this similar to like the 90s comic books where it would appear that all the female characters are very much drawn or put together for the male gaze. And by that I mean view, not gaze.
Yeah.
Because it is very booby.
Yes.
Very kind of like
non-existent
tiny
waist,
little waist.
big boobs.
Yeah. And it's like corset level, and I'm just kind of like, what the no. Anyway, I then discovered that this particular young woman, cosplayer, not only is quite a creative person in the sense of putting together this Mandalorian costume, but also knows how to increase her views and knows how to get a large following on social media.
Yeah.
And it's not the creative Mandalorian armor, which I clicked like on. It was the several hundred videos of basically different characters with the twins full display. But the reason why I bring this all the way back is because the one that she had pinned had like 3-4 million views on it, and it was Jessica Rabbit, a transition into Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah.
And so that kind of cracked me up, and then I clicked unfollow because I was like, she is in her 20s. I am not that guy.
I do not need that, no.
Yeah, I am not that guy, but I did enjoy the Mandalorian costume. I did think that was cool, but yeah, this feels weird. But the worst, not the worst, but like, they were all really good. Like, if I'd known who the hell the characters were, I'm sure they were amazing cosplay. But like the Jessica Rabbit one, I was like, oh, okay, that's amazing, but that feels weird.
Are you the same as me now? Like Instagram and TikTok, as you see a video on there, you think to yourself, oh, that was good. And then at the same time, you know full damn well if you click on their profile, there's going to be a link.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. I mean,
you just watch a video and go, that was fun. Oh, you're one of those. Scroll.
Yeah,
past.
I mean, I've got to the point now where I feel like if I'm adding anyone, I need to actually do research.
Yeah.
like I feel like I need to actually, because, you know, it can create all sorts of problems in relationships and dating. Like, oh, I added your social media and I see you follow like 500 OnlyFans girls. Like, I do?
Do I?
Yeah. It's like, I mean, I've followed some cosplay stuff and they're like, yeah.
Oh, damn.
Well, being a guy, it's like really difficult to dig yourself out of that because you're like, oh, I didn't even notice. Yeah, of course you didn't. No, like really. Like,
no, like genuinely.
Like the name of the account I followed is like Star Wars fan 1992, and yeah, you're right. Now I've had a proper look. Every other video is, hey, I want someone to come play me on OnlyFans. I'm like, yeah, that's not the one I watched.
Yeah, I promise.
Yeah, I swear, like that wasn't the ones I was looking at. But
it was near Halloween. I thought nothing wrong with watching a video of Velma from Scooby-Doo. But now I realise.
Oh, you just nailed another one. Right, so, back on topic. Animation, but not for kids. Yeah, there is that element of there's always been characters drawn and always been characters done which have a... Even in like older animated Disney films, there was always at least one or two characters whose humour was aimed at the parents.
Yeah.
Which has always been kind of fun, but what I'm talking about is the animation which are purely, you do not watch this with young children because of language, because of content. Interestingly for me, the one I want to start with, which I feel is aimed at adults, but kids love it as well, is The Simpsons.
Yes.
Now, the reason why I'm saying The Simpsons in this is because when I was a kid, all I remember was like Bart and Lisa. Like Bart, Lisa, Maggie. Bart was like skateboarding, cool, smart mouth. Lisa was this dorky, whatever, but also called a saxophone. Maggie, you know, whatever, just kind of fun.
Baby Maggie, yeah.
But then all of a sudden was like an avenging angel with a shotgun.
Yes.
So it was kind of like fun. It was kind of, I didn't hear or notice the adult humour which was going on with Homer and alike until I was older. And what is hilarious to me is I thought The Simpsons had changed. I remember putting The Simpsons on for my daughter when she was 4 or 5 years old, like a new season of The Simpsons, and every single part of this episode was like innuendo, and I was like, oh wow, The Simpsons have gone like totally adult, can't watch that with my daughter. I know, I'll find older episodes and I'll put some older episodes on.
No, the older episodes are even worse.
Well, yes, like how...
Do you remember there's an episode where Bart basically works at a whorehouse?
Yeah.
And his granddad walks in, sees Bart at the desk, turns around and walks out again.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot which I just blissfully... I mean, I think it's kind of sweet, actually, that I was so blissfully unaware, but...
Like, yeah. I've got a 10-year-old and an 8-year-old who adore that show.
Yeah, well, it's great.
They've got the clothing, they watch it, they've got all this sort of stuff. They've got the minifigures, all sorts. And I watched some of the episodes and I'm like, oh.
I mean, that is also a trick, is like, you can set your kids up to fail, because one day they're going to laugh at something they shouldn't laugh at, and you're going to be like, oh yeah.
And how did you laugh at that one?
Yeah, and why is that funny? That's a good game as a parent, by the way.
And why is that funny? Because you laughed at it. But why did I laugh at it? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I promise I don't get the joke. Yeah. But it was brilliant, wasn't it, Dad? Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of fun. But yeah, I think The Simpsons kind of created that genre, and then other shows sort of went, okay, they've kind of created all these characters to appeal to on different levels. They kind of took the Disney model of, yeah, you're going to have to take your kids to see this film, so we're going to give you some stuff to laugh at too. They kind of made that in a series form, but created different characters to appeal to people across the full range. So like, as a kid, I'm just interested in Bart. As an adult, Homer's the funniest stringing guy in the world.
Yeah.
And so relatable at times. Yes. Oh. But the next show for me, which was animated and kind of took this insane like genre, was actually South Park.
Yeah, see, that is not a show for kids.
Not at all. Like, zero.
Not even a little bit.
No, there is no part of that you can watch with family.
No.
And I remember when that first came out, the animation style is crap, like literally, but that's their thing.
Yep.
It is just trash. The dialogue is all stupid. The voice work is all done by literally a couple of people and is bad and funny, but bad. And the joke originally, the running joke on it, was that the character called Kenny died every week.
Oh my god, you killed Kenny. Yeah.
You bastard. Yeah, like literally that was it. Every episode, Kenny died, and that was in there. Cartman was just walking fat jokes and just laying into the Jews.
Yeah.
And it just kind of, that was it. Like, that was just, but I mean, it was funny. It was like, oh my god, that's funny, or oh my god, I can't believe they just said that. You fast forward to now where that is, where it kind of filtered into this kind of background, like, they do a bit of social, political commentary on the world. And they, like, last year, they did this episode which transported them back to the mainstream, which was where they had a go at Disney for wokeness.
Yes.
And they destroyed them. And it was such a funny episode, and such a kind of
into
like
the
Cartman,
Pandaverse, isn't it?
Cartman becomes the head of Disney Marvel Studios.
That's it. Yeah, I'm sure the episode's like into the Pandaverse or something. Yeah.
And his every time they pitch a film to him, he says, "Great, put a chick in it, make her gay." And it just, I mean, like real tears. Now, the thing that makes me laugh the most about this is they were poking fun at what had become in that situation. The South Park creators are not people who are like poking fun at like not being inclusive. They're not saying don't be inclusive. They're not being that. They're not being far right. What they're doing is the fact that they're looking at that going, you've been done with this. Like, you've not thought about it. You're not thinking about the stories. You're not thinking about creating characters. You are literally someone in a room going, put a chick in it, make her gay, because that's how it feels. Tokenism, like nonsense, and you've ruined what could have been good films by doing this, and they really ripped into them for it. And there has been change. Like, people lost their jobs at Disney over stuff, and whether I'm right or wrong, I largely think it was this massive spotlight put on them in that. And a lot of people who would have just been, yeah, that's true. That is what's going on. That is true. And they just got hammered for it. Like, I mean, you can't, every single thing that got released after that, if there was even a hint of that going on, you saw the clip under it. Like, Disney posted, a new film, and you'd see the Cartman clip underneath it. Put a chick in it, make her gay. Like, oh no.
Everywhere. Yeah.
It was like they just got murdered for it. But what is interesting to me, of course, is that gave like this kind of I don't know, this feeling among people on the far right that, oh, South Park are our team.
Yeah.
So you go into the latest series where there's a lot of stuff happening in America, like from ice raids, all these different things, which I'm not going to get into the views on because that's making this show about politics. But South Park have torn into it, and they've done it in a vicious, vicious way. And it is just hilarious to me that all those people who are like, yeah, South Park is the best show, they know what they're talking about, are now going, South Park is crap, it's irrelevant, it's never been good. Like
The absolute 360 on it.
Oh,
Oh, no!
massively, yeah. It's amazing. So that's funny. But I mean, South Park to me, really, at the time when I was younger, was just like, oh my god, this is such mental. And as time's gone on, they've become kind of a dark mirror to what's going on in society, like all around the world, not just in America.
Yeah.
And they hold it up and they kind of magnify certain things, and you're like, oh crap, yeah, okay, yeah, that's kind of brutal, but wow. But they keep doing it, and the way they do it, and they get away with it, and the reason why their animation style is shite. I only learned that with this season. They do episode concept to air date in a week.
Wow.
So they signed a deal
How
with
they keep
Paramount.
it relevant.
That's how they keep it so relevant. So Paramount did a deal with them for like $1 billion+ for exclusivity. Paramount, owned by a company that are like very much trying to bend over for the government in the USA to like, you know, oh yeah, we won't air content that's mean about the, you know, Lord Governor Trump, the dictator in chief. But then you've got South Park who are like, yeah, we've signed this exclusivity deal with you, and in that we create the episode on a Monday and you air it on the Friday, and that's how that works. And they're like, yep. And so every episode this season has been savage, including of Paramount.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Like, they have gone in two-footed every single episode. And mate, to me it's hilarious. Like, I'm just kind of looking at it going, wow, yeah, you've really nailed that. But it's the reaction that has just been the funniest thing to me.
Just sit on Twitter afterwards and go, come on then.
Well, it is just the reaction that's just been hilarious. But can't talk about South Park without mentioning, of course, Family Guy.
One of my favourites this was when I was a bit younger. Even now, I still watch it occasionally now and laugh and chuckle at it.
Well, I need to admit a bad parenting thing here.
No, because my story is exactly the same as yours.
When my daughter was a baby, and I'm talking before she was 1, you put a cartoon on, she's not really watching it, it's just the colours. And she'd like it, it'd be distracting. There were only so many times I could watch the Backyardigans and crap like that.
Yeah.
And if no one here knows what the Backyardigans is, just look it up and you'll go mental within seconds.
Just look it up, you lucky sods that you don't know it. Yeah.
And so, when it was just me and her, I'd put Family Guy on. Because she'd be sat there, all the pretty colours and everything, and I'd be watching Family Guy laughing my head off, having a great time. Now,
fast forward that about 12 to 13 years.
Well,
I was doing the exact same thing.
Well, I'm very proud of you, and I'd like to
show.
think I inspired you. But the thing that from me, which was kind of hilarious, was it became like a thing, like a kind of dad-daughter fun thing. I had got to this point where my daughter was now talking a lot, and she had become a sponge for every word you can imagine. And stupidly, I didn't think it was time to adjust what was being put on. Until I'm sat there and there's an episode playing and something got said and I saw her look round and I turned it off. I was like, oh my god, that's locked in there now. That is a bomb that is going to go off at some point.
Yeah.
She has just learnt the F word that at some point is gonna explode. And she just went back to what she was doing, and I never watched that again. Now, fast forward again to years later, she's about 13 years old now, and she said to me, "So what's Family Guy?" Because I've got like a DVD collection on a shelf.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, it's an animated show, but it's for adults. It's like really." I said, "Oh, can I watch it?" I'm like, "No." She said, "Is it like The Simpsons?" I said, "In a way, but no, you can't watch it. It's far too adult." To which she sits there, looking at it, and she goes, "Does the dog talk?" And I'm like, "Yeah." "And to a baby?" She's like, "Yeah." And she's sat there and she's like, "I'm sure I've seen it." And I'm like, no, you definitely haven't seen it. I don't know what you're talking about. She's like, "Oh, it's like I'm looking at the pictures and it looks really familiar." Nope, don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, how was your day at school? So I banned her from watching it until she was 15. Whether that lasted or not, I don't know, but she claims it did, and then she's watched it at 15, and she just looked at me one day and went, "I've seen that episode before." It's like, don't know what you're talking about. Don't know what you're on about. It's like, I like, stuff was happening, and I was like, I knew it was going to happen. And I'm like, "Oh, no idea. Nope. But Family Guy is kind of a bit, they took what The Simpsons did and just made it purely adult. Like, just made it so bad. And they created the whole cutaway thing. They've got their own, like, niche, which they then spun out into American Dad, the Cleveland show.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
So
Family Guy's...
I didn't mind American Dad. I never got into the Cleveland show.
Well, you and everyone else, it would seem.
That's true, yeah. American Dad and Family Guy, I used to remember years ago when I was working at a marketing place.
Yeah.
And I would go around to my then girlfriend's house, and in the evening it'd be like 2 episodes of Family Guy, an episode of American Dad, time to sleep. And that was like the routine. Like every night I was around there, I'd be like, "Oh, it's time for Family Guy." And I suddenly realised that I was in like this hour and a half freaking routine every single time I went around there. Yeah. It was like, we have to watch it. It was on like E4 or something like that. And it was like, Family Guy time. Click.
Yeah.
And I used to chuckle away at it.
Yeah, that's good. You're going around your girlfriend's that late in the evening. You shouldn't have been watching TV, but we'll discuss that when you're older. So Family Guy. The thing about Family Guy, which always used to catch me off guard, the humor's dark. Like, there is stuff in it which you shouldn't laugh at. Like, it's indecent to laugh at it.
Yes.
But I'm always of the opinion, like, the way I was brought up and stuff like that, you laugh at bad stuff. That's like how you cope with things. Like, this is how you... I think it's also a very British thing. Yeah. It always amazed me that the show had the following. But then it did get cancelled 3 separate times.
Oh, really?
And then the fan... Like, the first time it got cancelled was largely down to FCC complaints and poor viewership. But the fans bought the DVDs in such numbers it got bought back, and then the viewership was like right up. And then they got another problem where, do you remember Prom Night Dumpster Baby?
No.
It was a whole song about literally a girl throwing a baby in a dumpster on her prom night because she'd been pregnant and she didn't want to keep it.
Oh, okay.
And it was a baby gets out of the dumpster with the umbilical cord swinging it like a cane, singing, "I'm a prom night dumpster baby. I don't have a mum or dad." Like that.
Oh, God. No, I don't know.
Yeah, they did a whole musical number. Anyway, that got some feedback that wasn't positive, and the episode got pulled. You will still not find it many places. Ironically, it's on Disney Plus here in the UK. But yeah, so that was kind of crazy to me. But that humor, like, I would laugh and judge myself a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I'd proper bust laughing and then be like, "Oh man, I shouldn't have laughed."
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
Like I'm a bad person. So that was. That's kind of my humour level, though. Like, you're saying stuff that's inappropriate at the wrong, like the worst thing you can laugh about. at the worst time is kind of right there for me. So yeah, that always worked. Another show which I found, which I don't think you've watched, was called Archer.
I've seen a few episodes of that.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Not masses, but I've only seen a few.
I would say if you watch, like, so many series as this, but if you were to watch like the episodes 1 to 5 at the beginning in a row, you would learn every joke which is then in it for the next 14 seasons.
Oh, okay.
And if you just watch the odd episode here or there, you're not going to laugh at the stuff that I die at, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a running thing. And also, you'd be thinking, what is this? Like, what is this mental... Like, this is mad.
Yeah.
Like, this is not a show you can just pick up an odd episode and watch it like The Simpsons or Family Guy.
It actually has
watch
a
it out of
continuation.
order. Yeah. Like, it really is a season, episodic, telling a story, ongoing stories, in addition to weekly stuff. But
that
the whole
could
idea
be then
is
where I went wrong with it, because I think the episodes I saw were just here and there. Again, E4 or something.
yeah. So for anyone in the UK, the whole saga of Archer is on Netflix. You can watch it start to finish. It's like 14 seasons. The number of episodes kind of drops towards the end. But the whole idea is this guy is a spy working for a private spy network. Ironically, at the beginning, they're called ISIS, International Spy whatever. Obviously, due to a large terrorist organization appearing, they then renamed the show. Renamed that at one point.
I can't imagine what.
Yeah, it was kind of, a bit of a conflict. But when you watch it now and you're like, oh wow, that didn't exist when the show came out. It isn't like a joke. it's actually just, it didn't exist and then they changed it later.
Yeah.
But the idea is, if you imagine a James Bond level guy, like absolutely brilliant, top at everything he does, marksmanship, all of this kind of stuff, but is an absolute arrogant asshole, mummy's boy, baby ass, is Archer.
Yeah.
And he just completely selfish, doesn't care about anyone else, is a raging alcoholic, literally will walk up to people and say like, hey, I'm Archer, I'm a spy, I'm the greatest spy of all time, and people are like, surely if you're a good spy you don't go around telling everyone you're a spy. But there's running jokes in it which are kind of funny to me, because my daughter's never watched it but still quotes things from it because of the sheer level I have. So like, and it had things in it which just, there's a realism to it. So anytime someone shoots a gun near someone's head, their ears ring, which in reality is what would happen.
Yeah.
But it becomes a running joke in the show where Archer's ears, like, he's always like, my God, you're giving me tinnitus. Stop firing that gun near my head. And he's like, trying to get his hearing back. It's friggin', it's funny. Like, you gotta watch it. It's funny. Describing it's not, but watching it is funny. You got a character who gets shot all the time, and they all just moan at him about bleeding.
Right.
The character, I think the character's called Brett, and it's like, oh God damn it, Brett, you're bleeding all over the carpet again. That's how you get ants. And then that's become a thing. Me and my daughter, like, something gets spilt in the house, it's, oh, that's how you get ants.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, stupid. But anyway, I can't recommend it enough. Like, it's not for kids. There's animated sex scenes in it which are hilarious in itself.
Always, yeah, fair enough, yeah.
But yeah, it is very funny. I want to kind of just step to one side on this, because there are certain animated shows that are clearly aimed at kids and families, but I would argue, having watched them, there are elements that are just not for kids.
Okay.
And I'm not talking The Simpsons here in the terms of layered humour. I'm talking about, oh wow, that the content of this episode was actually quite hard hitting or whatever. And then the perfect example for me is Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
Yes.
I got brought to this, like, I love Star Wars. I love watching the films and the shows, but I didn't watch Clone Wars because to me it was always just an animated show, so therefore it was aimed at kids. It's like that's not going to be for me. I've caught like snippets of it, and then I had a friend just absolutely on at me all the time to give it a go. He's like, no, seriously, watch it. You'll get into it. You'll really like it. And I'm like, okay, so Dave Filoni's the guy behind this show. He's now working on The Mandalorian. I've watched season 1 of The Mandalorian. It's really good. And I've just basically been told that everything in Clone Wars is canon in Star Wars.
Yeah.
So I'm like, so you know what? I'm going to watch it because they were based on these books that came out and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, okay, it'd be interesting. To say my appreciation and love of the characters, like Anakin, Obi-Wan, went through the roof from watching Clone Wars is an understatement. Like, the development in all those series is incredible. And it's just like they are the characters I know, but they are in this conflict which we didn't really see. Like, literally, we went in the films, it was like the Clone Wars have begun. Then the next film, Clone Wars just ended. This literally fills in that gap, you know?
Yeah.
And it fills it in brilliantly, but there is so much stuff in it that I'm like, don't get me wrong, there are some episodes where I zoned out, because it's like, this is clearly for the kids. Like, this is R2 and C-3PO falling over each other, calamity, it's stupid, whatever. But then there were some episodes, like, there's an episode where we learned that Obi-Wan Kenobi was in love at one point, and he chose the Jedi Order to stay with the Jedi Order, and the woman he was in love with was basically the ruler of Mandalore, who Darth Maul murders in front of him.
Yes.
And I'm like watching this, like, that is so dark. Like, that is so dark. What is just like the anguish, the kind of the dialogue in all of this. Like, this isn't like kid cartoon violence. This is, we've just been introduced to this character, this massive arc, and she's just been murdered. Like, oh my god. Like, this is brutal. Another example of something in it which I just thought was, oh wow, was Anakin.
Yep.
There is a scene where the pirates or something have taken hostages, and Obi-Wan's negotiating, like trying to kind of talk him down. He's got a blaster to this person's head, and then all of a sudden you see a lightsaber appear through the guy's face, and Anakin literally stood behind him, held his lightsaber up and activated it to kill him.
Yep.
And Obi-Wan's like, Anakin? He's like, what? It's like, that we were negotiating. He was like, yeah.
I negotiated quicker.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of plays into where Anakin ends up, but just like, that's not like watching an animated show which is aimed at kids and then seeing a lightsaber appear through a guy's face and him collapse dead. You're like, oh my god, like, that was brutal. And there was loads of stuff like that, loads of stuff. So dialogue wise, not adult. Dialogue wise, it was Star Wars dialogue, really. But just the content and the storylines.
Like, I've not finished Clone Wars, but I have watched a fair old chunk of it now.
Mate, I can't even begin to tell you how much you need to watch that final season.
The amount of it that you watch, like, there's so much, even the slower paced, not violent stuff.
Yeah.
The political stuff behind it and everything else that goes through that fills that giant gap between those two movies.
Yeah.
It's too much for kids.
Yeah, I mean, I can only assume that kids watching are enjoying the cartoon. But it is like the level of detail and the level of, okay, there is this massive galactic war. Let's show you it. Let's show you the politics of it. Let's show you how the Emperor is manipulating her. I mean, the manipulation of Anakin between episodes 2 and 3 in the films feels like, bloody hell, that happened fast, but you see it. But when you add the Clone Wars in between, you realise that he was like
the whole way through. Yeah.
Everyone who was close to him, the Emperor peeled away one way or another. He basically isolated him, then found out all his fears, found out about Padme.
Yeah.
Used that, and so you learn so much more about the level of manipulation that went in to turn him. It wasn't just, oh, Padme might die. If you don't want her to die, you'll become the Dark Lord of the Sith. Okay. There was a lot to it. There was a lot. I mean, the other thing is it introduced the idea that he had a Padawan, which until the Clone Wars came out had not been a thing. But what is hilarious is Dave Filoni talks about this. He says he sat down and George Lucas talked about the character, and Dave Filoni goes, "But Anakin didn't have a Padawan." And George Lucas looks at him and goes, "Yeah, he did. I'm telling you, he did."
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay. I suppose I'm trying to tell George Lucas what is and what isn't. Okay, yeah, fair point.
Yeah. Did you write this? No, I did. Listen to what I tell you.
So they created this character called Ahsoka Tano, who is a young teenage Padawan who then grows up during the Clone Wars. So she literally grows up at war. Like, her Jedi experience is being in the Clone Wars, which is very different than what the Jedi are supposed to be.
Yes.
And it's this kind of war that was orchestrated by the Sith to thin out the Jedi, to corrupt many of the Jedi, which there are episodes which that shows. The way some of the Jedi treat the clones, and they are not good people, and you start to realize some of them are being corrupted by the war. So it is very dark. It's very heavy, but I say this to you, man. The final season, you've watched enough that you could just go to it now, and I'm telling you, if you watch it, you will love it. Like, it literally tells the story from the perspective of Ahsoka.
Yep.
As Anakin is falling to the final episode is literally happening whilst the events of episode 3, the film, is happening. It is incredible. It really is. Like, the clones, Order 66 is issued, and she stood next to Rex when it happens. Like, it is incredible. Like, it is so worth watching. So anyone out there thinking of trying the Clone Wars, you're a Star Wars fan, I cannot recommend it highly enough. But again, I would say
not for
due
kids.
to just the content of it, but the thing is, there's no bad language, there's no sex or anything like that, so kids can sit there. But I don't think they are going to.
They're not going to get it to the level that an adult
will
go to. Yeah.
The final one from me, from my little list here, is a recent one which me and you both watched a little while ago, and that's Marvel Zombies.
Yes.
Now, this is literally TVMA, so it's rated mature audiences in America. Here, I think we'd give it a classification of a 15. It'd have to be on after 9 p.m. on TV.
Yeah.
Or rated 15. Now,
bit of bad language. Yeah.
A bit of violence, bit of gore. I'd love to know what you think on this, because I watched that show, and I was like, oh, this is good. This is different. This is entertaining. This is kind of a crazy concept. I'm not entirely sure what the hell's going on, but I'm finding it funny seeing a few of these characters trying to deal with this absolute friggin' mental situation. So I quite enjoyed it. There's no way I think kids should watch that show.
No. Even if you were to take the bit of bad language out of it, there's not much. There's the odd word, an F-bomb or an S-bomb.
Yeah.
And that's really it that's thrown around.
Yeah.
So if you were to take that out, I would still be like, yeah, no, this isn't it.
No, I mean, it's not. I mean, it's a zombie kind of murder going on.
There's a lot of... Okay, it's cartoony, but there's a lot of violence in there. There's a lot more to it. A lot of death. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, good.
I thought it was a fantastic show. Like, only half-hour episodes. They're nice and quick.
Yeah.
But it was a really, really good show. But again, I wouldn't sit there with my 10-year-old who...
No.
So my 10-year-old and my 8-year-old, I've got a boy and a girl. The girl's the oldest. They are starting to get into a bit of Marvel.
Good.
They came to the cinema and saw the third Guardians of the Galaxy with us.
Yep.
Having seen the first two. We're just starting on like the Spider-Man stuff.
Yep.
So they've watched the animated Spider-Man. They now want to watch the movies.
Yep.
I think they've seen the first Tom Holland one.
Good.
You know, they've watched Ant-Man. You know, they're starting to get into it.
Yeah.
They are not watching Marvel Zombies.
No. I mean, to be fair, it is rated adult. So the question I was going to ask you, I mean, I think it's done quite well. I mean, you can never tell with streaming, really. But do you think there is a market for that, for the MCU? Because Kevin Feige keeps talking about a reboot following these next big Avengers films, and he talks about characters being recast and stuff like that. And what it would appear to me, and I could be wrong, is the age of connectivity, one universe, everything connected, is going to end. And basically what they're going to do is then tell stories like there is going to be some connection, but basically like the movies are going to be like, okay, here is a new Captain America franchise with a new Steve Rogers, whatever, or whatever they do. Yeah. It just feels that that's going to be the way they go. I could be completely wrong, but the soft reboot thing sounds like that to me. Now, if that is the case, and I was looking at like creating a slate in amongst this with Marvel and what I was going to do, I do really think with the success of Deadpool, for example, with the success of Logan, the success of Marvel Zombies, seemingly very successful.
Yeah.
They must recognise there is the opportunity now to go, okay, we're still going to be making the family action adventures aimed at 12 and up, but alongside that, we're actually also going to be making grittier, more violent kind of films which are 18 and up.
Yep.
You know, and we won't, and by doing this reboot, we will no longer have to somehow walk that line of connecting them. Do you see what I mean by that? It's like,
yeah. I
like
think the opportunity is certainly there.
Yeah.
Certainly going to be there.
Because, like, I was reading a really fascinating article the other day about the Blade film and the reason why it constantly keeps getting cancelled, rewritten and stuff. And it would appear to be because they just cannot find the balance.
Yeah.
They can't find the kind of connection to... Because the only connection so far in the MCU is to the Eternals. You cannot get a more different concept than what Blade is. Like, Blade is literally, you know, vampire hunting... like that whole idea of that genre should be a bit darker, grittier, more violent. Blood, you know, bloody, you know, it's vampires. There's going to be blood.
Yeah.
Can you tie that to a 12 rating? No, I don't think you can. So I think that has been rewritten, redesigned, come up with... the guy in the article reckons 4 different times they've re-scripted it. And they've even got over 2 hours of footage filmed that they've just completely disregarded now.
Jeez.
I saw an interview with an actress who's in it, and she said she filmed it so long ago she can't even remember what it was.
Oh,
She's
wow.
like, that was like, she said it was 4 years ago. She said I had to do some voiceover stuff, I had to do some acting stuff. And she said, like, I honestly couldn't tell you one word of dialogue. I can't even tell you what the film was because I was doing stuff in isolation. shed, and it just like
I filmed all my scenes. I don't know what the hell's happening over on their stuff.
I mean, basically just said that it felt like it was a mess, like it was just never going to happen. But got paid. Thank you very much. but my point is, if you are doing that and you're looking at these characters you've got there are certain characters in amongst it. Like if you were to make a Midnight Suns, like if you were going to create a kind of. So my point is, like, the MCU was this massive interconnected thing. Let's imagine you're now going to do it differently. So you're going to create a new Avengers with new cast. That's still going to be aimed at 12-year-olds. Because the new generation of 12-year-olds didn't grow up with the Iron Man we know, the Captain America we know. So they could be introduced to a new cast.
Yeah.
Whereas if I wanted to do a Midnight Suns franchise, so I wanted to do a Blade film, and a Moon Knight film, and I wanted to create a cinematic little thing of them then coming together, so not an Avengers movie after a few films, but a Midnight Suns film, and you did that all rated 18 plus, that's a very different audience, very different target audience, but in my opinion would be very successful if done right.
And I think if you were going to do something like that, it would have to have that age rating.
It'd have to, yeah.
There's no way it wouldn't be able to. So yeah, there is scope there.
I mean, the Punisher, for example, is an 18 rated character.
Oh, 100%.
They've made the Daredevil series on Disney Plus 18 rated. The violence in it alone makes it that, and he is in that. But he's also about to appear in the next Spider-Man film.
Yep.
I'm not sure how that's going to work. Like I can't wait to see it. Interaction between Frank Castle and Peter Parker is going to be hilarious, in my opinion. You cannot get more polar opposites as heroes than those two.
No.
But yeah, that's going to be interesting. Like, how do you thread that needle? I've said constantly, like, the way to thread the Deadpool needle is to have him literally all the time be censored by stuff happening. Like when he goes, "Oh mother," like something, there'll be a noise like in the background. And him constantly looked at the camera like, "Hey, wait a minute. I see what's going on here." Because it'd be a funny thing to the audience and everyone would kind of get it and laugh.
You'd kind of get 2 or 3 of these things happen, then on the 4th one, him just looking at the camera going, "What the?"
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I mean, that to me would work brilliantly, but whether they want to go down that road, I don't know. But yeah, so that was my list. That was what I had. Were there any other animated shows for adults or any others that are on the fence that you wanted to talk about?
I have loads.
Oh, right. Let's do it quick fire then so we don't run out of time.
I know, you wouldn't stop talking.
Yeah, I'm like that.
One of the ones I've seen, I don't know if you have, this was Love, Death and Robots.
No, but my brother loves it. He thinks it's brilliant.
This is a Netflix show.
Yeah.
Again, it's animation, but each story is pretty much completely different.
Yeah.
Animated styles change in every episode.
Yeah.
So very much an animated show, but very much again for grown-ups. But I thought that was brilliant. It's short stories, different genres, so anything from science fiction, horror, comedy. I believe like the animators are all like award-winning animators.
Okay.
But that is a show I highly recommend give it a watch of.
Okay.
Robot Chicken.
Yeah, I never liked that.
Did you not?
Their clips of it are funny. I couldn't watch an episode. It drove me insane.
Oh, see, I enjoyed Robot Chicken. Obviously, the Star Wars stuff they did, and the stuff that was more focused on one thing, I always thought was a lot better.
Yeah.
But I did watch a few of their random episodes, and that is one of those shows that always cracked me up.
Okay.
You know, that is one of the ones that, that is a highly recommended for me. One that we did both watch, The Boys, Diabolical.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Now, if we're going to talk about a show not being for children, I'm pretty sure The Boys will tick every single box.
Yeah, that
possible.
Yeah, that was gross.
And then they made it an animated show, and you kind of think to yourself, wow, how much worse can it get than, you know...
It got a lot worse, actually.
It got so much worse.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm currently, or just finishing Gen V Season 2, and yeah, I watched that show. I really, really like that show, and I judge myself after every episode.
It's one of those, yeah.
I feel like I should go to confession, like in a cathedral, see a priest, and just let them know what I've just watched every time. It just feels wrong.
Yeah, what did you do this week? Laser Baby's Day Out. It was an animated show that I watched. And
basically, the baby has laser eyes, and he's just watching it cut through people. And you're literally... Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so go on.
So that's
next.
The boys. The next was a show I watched a while... I mean, crikey, I've just seen it. Actually came out in 2012.
Okay.
It was a show called Brickleberry.
Nope, not one I've ever heard of.
So, it was set in a national park that was about to be shut down, and basically it's a load of forest rangers, and they're joined by the new guy, and they're trying to save the park.
Yeah.
But again, it's one of those shows where it is just not... There's a lot of humorous kind of like pushing the boundaries of it. It's a bit sexual comedy and stuff in there.
Yeah.
I do believe it is actually now on Disney Plus.
Ha! Okay.
I think it was a Netflix show, but I'm sure it is now actually come over to Disney Plus as part of like the whole merger thing.
What, Netflix?
Whoever it was that owned Brickleberry. Fox, that's it. And it may have been a Fox thing. But I believe, yeah, he's now on Disney Plus.
Okay. Well, I mean, Family Guy's
silly.
on there, so I know like BoJack Horseman and stuff's on there as well.
That's it. So yeah, that was very silly and just kind of a stupid show, but one I watched and quite enjoyed.
Okay.
I have two more.
Bring them on.
One is one that I have only seen clips of, and I actually want to sit down and watch the whole show of.
Okay.
Which is Invincible.
I have watched it, and it is brilliant.
I had a feeling you'd watched it, and it was on my list to mention in case you didn't.
I will say that if you watched The Boys, and you watched The Boys Animated, you are still not prepared for how freaking gross and brutal Invincible is.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It is The Boys on steroids.
Oh, damn. See, I first got alluded to it because it's got Stephen Yeun and Mark Hamill in it.
It's created by the same guy who created The Walking Dead. So it is a comic book created by Robert Kirkman.
Yeah.
And Robert Kirkman, learning his lesson from The Walking Dead, has exec produced it himself. So he writes some of the episodes, he is heavily involved.
Yeah, I'm looking through the cast list now, actually, and I'm like, yep, Walking Dead,
will literally
Walking Dead.
You will literally find the cast, and it's like you will watch an episode, and you will hear a voice, and you'll think, well, that can't be who I think it is, because they're so famous. Why the hell are they voice? Oh, it is.
Holy crap! I'm looking at the cast list now. Wow.
Yeah, like it is insane. And it is so good, so brutal, such an interesting story. Yeah, and it is done in a comic book style, which means practically every episode ends with a shit, I need to watch the next one.
Very well done then.
Yeah, mate, if you start it, you'll finish it in a week.
One of those.
Yeah.
Okay, so Leslie, the last one I have to mention.
Yeah.
Which is probably my favourite animated show ever.
Okay.
And this is the one where you and your little one, when she was younger, would watch Family Guy on the telly.
Yeah.
So for the first 6 months of my daughter's life, I did the 11 p.m. till 5 a.m. shift.
Yeah.
Wife went up to bed. I had bottles and nappies and whatever I needed downstairs with me.
Yeah.
And I would watch a movie or I'd watch some telly or whatever.
Yeah.
And Rick and Morty.
See, I never once got into that.
Rick and Morty, I think I watched pretty much all 8 seasons. I think it's still ongoing, to be fair, now. I think there's still more coming out.
Isn't there some controversy over a voice actor with that show?
Say it again.
Isn't there some big controversy over a voice actor for that show or something?
I do not know.
Oh, okay. All right.
Season 8. Oh, yeah. Season 8 came out and finished. So I probably watched 5 seasons of it back then.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I absolutely love it. It's science fiction. It's humour. It's just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, a few people have said to me if I watched it, I'd like it.
I think you would. It's a bit like someone had watched Back to the Future.
Yeah.
And gone, I can make that wacky.
Okay. Well, I mean, that works for me. I like Back to the Future. So I will add that to my list at some point.
Not for kids. No.
Yeah, at some point I will add that. Undoubtedly, between us, because you said a couple in amongst that, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about them. Like, there's people screaming like BoJack or Bob's Burgers at us. They're shows I've not watched, but undoubtedly there will be shows that people have seen animated, not for kids. As always, get in touch, let us know, because we do miss things when we talk about these topics, and we will, every 10th episode, go through the messages that have been sent in and talk about the stuff we've missed. So get in touch. You can do that via all the socials. You can do that via the podcast links. You can do it via email, sam@stuffandthangspodcast.com. You can also find us on Discord, talk to us directly. You can do that via the link in the podcast description. Ooh, I'm getting good at that. I do that.
It's almost like you pre-record it.
It is, but I don't. I should, shouldn't I? I should just have that on the outro or something.
Yeah, we finish talking, you just hit a couple of buttons and it does it all for you.
Man, yeah. Why haven't I done that before? Yeah, all right.
You've been podcasting how many years?
Yeah, I know. I was just thinking, do you know, we're nearing 500 episodes of Stuff and Things.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, and on that note, thank you so much for everybody for listening. We really appreciate it. We will be back next week. Until then, I'm going to leave you with Steph and his final thought.
You know when you feel like there's bugs walking on you, but there's actually no bugs there? Is it just the ghost of bugs that you've killed?
Thank you for listening to the Stuff and Things podcast. We hope you enjoyed the show. You can find us on Facebook or online. Simply search the Stuff and Things podcast to join in our conversation every week.